Fox Business Alert, the Trump-Musk feud goes well beyond he said, she said at this hour. The president has now threatened to cancel Elon Musk's government contracts with both Tesla and SpaceX. The Washington Post estimating that Musk and his businesses have received roughly $38 billion in contracts, loans, subsidies, and tax credits going back to 2008. But let's break down those funds for you. Last year, SpaceX landed $3.8 billion in government contracts. In total, SpaceX has been awarded nearly $21 billion since 2008, and he was hoping to push the Trump administration to get even more. While Tesla wasn't awarded any government contracts last year, it was granted $11 million in negligible, that's their word, negligible federal contracts and grants. Tesla has also earned $11.4 billion from sales of government regulatory credits since 2014. Those, of course, might be going away. But how worrisome is this for other government contractors like e-signature darling Docusign, which is used by all 15 federal cabinet departments and in more than 5,500 federal, state, and local government agencies in all 50 states. Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, Docusign CEO Allan Thygesen. Docusign has nearly about 1.7+ million customers across more than 180 countries. Allan, what message does a CEO like you get when you see President Trump willing to use his power to threaten federal contracts like this?
Yeah, we're just focused on trying to help the federal government become more efficient and provide better services to taxpayers. We think we have a big opportunity to do that. As you noted, we already help a number of government agencies, and we're in discussions with a number of the agencies now. I think there's a big opportunity there, and that's where my focus is.
Okay, and let's talk a bit about the government contracts that you do have. What do you do for them, if you could explain to our viewers?
Well, it runs the gamut. So it's everything from supporting when the government buys things, so procurement contracts, hiring processes, licensing, helping consumers sign up for government services. It really runs across the board. And we think there's so much more to do to make the government experience more delightful, both for vendors and for taxpayers, and of course, more efficient for government workers.
Well, let's talk about the company and the financials. Right now, people can see the stock is getting hammered, down more than 18%, but you came in with earnings. We picked all the way through them, and I thought that there were some really big positives here that have shown, and not just in a single quarter, but a trajectory of sales increases. You guys showed revenue of something like $764 million. That's up 8% year over year. To have people understand through the prism that they should be watching this company and the future of it.
Yeah. I think we did have a strong quarter. Revenues and profits were above our guidance and I think above expectations. We had a little bit of a miss on billings, it was tiny, which really related to some changes in our sales compensation policies. So we won't over-encourage early renewals. That's a timing issue, has nothing to do with the underlying business. So I think maybe people are over-indexing a little bit on that, but our overall business, I think, is in very good shape. An exciting roadmap. We've launched this new platform to help companies manage agreements end-to-end. We have over 10,000 customers already live on that, and that's fueling our growth and excitement about the future. So I'm very excited about the future for Docusign, as I think all Docusign employees are, these little bumps in the stock price, that happens, but the long-term future is bright.
Can I just ask you about the early program renewals? There was a bit of a lag there. Is that a sign, can I read into that, or should I read into that, that when people are waiting on renewing their subscriptions with Docusign, that might mean that they're worried about the outlook of the greater economy, which is not your fault. I mean, certainly with the tariffs, everybody's wondering what's going to happen.
Yeah, first of all, we're not seeing any material impact from the uncertainty at the macro level in our business yet. It certainly could happen. We're taking a slightly more cautious outlook for the rest of the year just to accommodate that. But I haven't seen it yet in any material way. Sure, that there's always anecdotes. And in terms of the early renewals, well, customers, we have a subscription model, and so people can renew on time or they can renew early. A lot of times when people renew early, it's a good thing. It's maybe because they've exhausted however many documents they bought from us and they want to buy more or they want to contract for something else. But I think we had maybe over-encouraged that a little bit with our sellers, and so it became a bigger part of our business than I thought was healthy. And so we made some changes to our compensation policies at the beginning of the year to get to a better level. And we saw the mix really improve. So I think it's working as intended, came a little faster than we had expected, but those are the right changes for the long run and has nothing to do with revenue or the underlying health of customer renewals.
Allan, we've had Jensen Huang of NVIDIA on the show, and recently he told us the future is so much about AI agentics. The agents. You rolled out your own AI agent, and it's called Iris. Tell me exactly what the adoption looks like and how much revenue you expect for it to, in the future, add to the bottom line.
Yeah, so the platform I talked about earlier is all enabled with AI. We call that Iris. And when you have both the workflow and the AI, you can not only provide advice and counsel and insight, you can sometimes automate end-to-end workflow process. That's really what agents are about. So agents are fancy word for saying, I've got a multi-step process and I can use the AI to make decisions in each of those junctures to automate a full process. And we showed a preview of that to help a vendor renewal. It took care of a number of steps that a human would have to do. We can have a human in the loop at every decision point as needed, but it just provides tremendous efficiency. And so there's a lot of excitement and interest in that for a variety of contract workflows, which tend to easily get delayed. And so I think we have a big opportunity there. And this was the first AI contract agent, and we plan to be shipping it later this year.
Okay, so let us know how the adoption of that goes. I'm very interested to hear about that. Allan, it's good to see you. Tough day for the stock, certainly, but you've been through that before, and year to date, the stock has really, truly been a winner. I just want to let our viewers know, year over year, rather, up 70%, 70. So perhaps...
We are making progress.
Blip on the radar. All right, we'll be watching. Thank you so much.